Hi guys, so today we're going to be opening a Young Nails mystery box. As part of their Black Friday deals, they had a mystery box worth $500 for $100, so that is a 80% discount. The listing didn't really show any information outside of that other than it was a large mystery box worth $500 for $100. So I'm really excited to open this. So it is huge. The shipping label said it weighed 9 pounds and it's pretty heavy. As far as my experience with the Young Nails brand, I've only ever tried one product from them a little while back, and it was their Precision Application Squeezy Gel. I absolutely could be wrong, but I thought that Young Nails was a professional brand so that it wasn't open to the public. I do remember a lot of comments when I did that video asking how I had gotten it since I don't have a license. So I don't know if they've recently done that. I don't know if I'm completely misremembering, but that could definitely be the case. Let me know if you remember either way. But regardless, I am super excited to open this. I've had it for a week and a half now, and I've just been staring at it every single day, dying to open it. So let's open it. That's awkward. Let's open it. So just for funsies, while I unpack this, I am going to pop up how much each individual item is worth, just because I'm curious. With such a high value, I just want to check and just see. And after I unbox everything, we can tally up the total. Sounds like there's some liquid in here. What could that be? I don't know. Okay, oh no. We're upside down. That's okay, we're gonna roll with it. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm actually gonna put this to the side and just pull one item out at a time. So item number one, nail liquid. I'm assuming this would be monomer? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be stocked up on monomer for like the rest of my life. I was really curious if this was going to be a lot of sort of low cost items or like a few high cost items, that being like bulk monomer. Next, we have some nail powder, acrylic in speed clear. So we got a clear. We got another acrylic in speed white. Speed, I would assume, is like a fast setting version. Here we have cover pink, so probably just like a nice little, you know, nude pink color. And this looks to be the last acrylic, and this is in core white. So it looks like we got a basic set of acrylics to last us a lifetime. All right, next we have another big bottle of liquid. Swipe. So this cleanses the nail plate and works as dehydrator. So kind of like a alcohol, which that's the main ingredient, alcohol. So basically rubbing alcohol. I mean, that's fine though. I can always use a restock on that. Okay, next I'm gonna pull out the next item, and it is some foils. So these look really pretty, like some marble ones. This one is beautiful. That like looks like it's gold flecks. Very pretty. I really like these. Some more foil. To me, these ones look like patterns that like men would have on their ties for work or something like that. Next up, we have a box of something. And again, it's upside down. Ooh, okay, lots of stuff. Let's go through this one by one. We have a protein bond, which I've actually heard about this a little bit, and I've heard that it's really good. So excited to try that. A base coat, stain resistant gel top coat, yellow. Nice true yellow, not neon, not quite mustard. Rose quartz, let's see. Nice. Wild fig gloss. Interesting name. Don't think I'd ever come up with that looking at a purple. I know they're gels, but they look like nail polishes to me. You know, back in the day, just like any nail polish almost had like this, like it was shimmer, but not like different reflex, if you know what I mean. It looks like early 2000s nail polish. French mink gloss. Oh, I like this like taupe color. Very pretty. Aqua marine. Pretty. Champagne metallic. Yep, true sort of champagne color, not quite gold, not quite silver. This color reminds me of my mom. She always wore red nail polish for as long as I can remember. I think she changes it up more nowadays, but growing up, she always just wore red. And then a sheer pink. That's a really pretty color. I really like that one. I don't have many like sheer pinks, like not neon ones, you know. A foil transfer base for our foils, of course. Next up, so this is what I had reviewed a while back. This is their Synergy gel. Have a hard time saying that. But this one is in white, but there is another one in here in concealer pink. So we have 2 gels essentially. Now we have more gel, but this is in a pot and this is their base gel. So I'm assuming this is a base, clear. That's it. Wow. Okay. There was a lot of paper packing, so I couldn't tell that was the end. So that is everything. I can't believe this is all $500. I mean, I feel like everything did come in a very large quantity, but wow. So let's find out how much all of this is worth. Our grand total is $495.85. I think I did this correctly. Even though it is not exactly 500, it is more than close enough for me, especially if you were to add in tax, unless you live in like Oregon. I was really surprised at how expensive some of this stuff is. Like this single gel is $50. I do remember when I did my review on these that it was fairly expensive. So I'm really excited to try out the acrylics, gel polishes, and foils to see if it's worth it. I do like that you sort of get the basics from this company if you've never tried anything before. I feel like mystery boxes are a fun way to just try a bunch of little different things from a company without having to decide exactly what you want. I just think it's fun like that. And for the most part, we pretty much have almost anything we would need to do nails aside from some files, tips, you know, etc. But they didn't say that this was like a starter kit or anything like that. But the vibe I get from this box is sort of like a beginner or introduction to the brand kit. So I am happy with what I got for the price, especially this one monomer has the value of 3/4 of what I paid. So I'm pretty happy about it. I am going to be stocked up on monomer, some prep liquid, gel for a good while, so I am happy about that. It's always nice to also get a couple extra top coats. I can always use those. So I say it's time to actually dig into these products and do some nails. I'm starting off with my actual natural nails today. I did just take some press-ons off, so I'm just going to rough up the surface of my nail now. Now would probably be a good time to try the swipe. I'll be using these coffin tips from Ellen Nailed It. They are long, but not extra long today. I thought it would be good to do some nails that aren't too extreme, you know, maybe a little bit more practical. Just gonna size everything out and attach these to my nails now. They have a little ridge in them that shows you how far down you need to set the tip for your natural nail. I'm going to offset my middle finger and tilt it, honestly, just a little bit to the right, if you can tell, because I always put it on crooked and then it always looks crooked just because my natural nail is, but it looks a little bit better today. I think I actually got it on to look nice. Now we have the tips on. I'm just going to file off these little pieces at the edge. Today I'm going to actually try a little bit of a different technique. Under some of the acrylic, I'm actually going to do some of the foils first. So I'm going to rough up the tips that the foil glue is going to go on. That way we can make sure that it sticks. I'm having such a hard time deciding if I want to do like some pinks and purples or these like blues with the, you know, like gold foil. It's so hard to choose. They're all so pretty. So this is the foil that I'm going to use. I think it's a good balance because I will also be using some of the snowflakes in here. Some of them are pink and some of them are blue, and I want to use both. I'll be using the foil transfer base now, and it's actually so much thinner than I thought it would be. Wait, do I even have to cure it? Apparently this isn't a curing foil base. You let it air dry and then it should just stick. So that's really fun. It said air dry for a minimum of 30 seconds and it's definitely been like a minute or two. So I'm just going to pop this on now and hope that it works. Okay, let's see. Oh no. So that's definitely probably my fault because the tip was roughed up first. It wasn't like smooth. So I'm just removing that with the swipe, and that seems to be working. I'm gonna go in with the base now first. A thin layer, just enough to even out all of the texture I added to the tip. Let's retry that now. This is the foil transfer base again. Let's retry that now. It should be more than enough time. I'm trying to find a good spot. Here looks good. Okay. I do have one of the tools, by the way. I just feel like sometimes I can do it better with my finger. much better, but we still have a little spot or two to sort of fill in. Much, much better though. And here's how the tip will look. I'm going to do the same thing to this tip now. The foil base once again. I'm gonna use these little glitters throughout, but I'm just gonna grab a couple out now to also put on this tip. I love how there's some like ittle bitty tiny ones in there. Might do a couple little sparkles or something too. And I'm honestly just gonna put a couple little dabs of glue and put the glitters on with that. These glitters are kind of thick though, like wow. So that's how this tip will look. Hopefully it'll look nice underneath some acrylic. Gonna do the same with this one, mainly focusing on any spots that the foil didn't get. So I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking about doing a bunch of different nails, but I really like how this is coming out and I think it'll look good the way I wanna do it. So I'm actually gonna go back and just do pretty much this on every single nail. So I will see you back in one moment. So here are all of the tips done. Looks a little weird right now. Of course there's a hair. Ugh. So today I mainly want to focus on the Speed Clear, which is supposed to start setting in 60 seconds, and then the Cover Pink as well. Clear and pink. I'm excited to see this pink color. Here we go. Let's see how bad this monomer smells. So far, not too bad. Not any worse than other monomers. For my acrylic brush, I'm going to be using this one from Ellen Nailed It. This is a number 10. I almost forgot my protein bond. So I'm going to put this on before I start. I'm going to just do it on these two and then I will do the others right before I put the acrylic on. Okay, let's see. I would say this color is definitely a little bit more on the peachy side. So here is just the Cover Pink on. I'm going to do just sort of that like, you know, nice nude pink ombre down on top of our foil and glitter. I'm gonna be honest, this pink is pretty runny. It sets really, really slow. So I am really trying to make sure I work with gravity here, not to flood everything, but I was a little caught off guard by just quite how runny it was. So I'm really hoping that the white sets a lot quicker. Our protein bond on these last couple. I'm gonna try to just knock out this pink a little bit, honestly, because I'm having just a really hard time working with it. It is just way too thin for my taste. I might just be used to, you know, a little bit faster setting acrylics, but for me, faster setting acrylics are so much easier, especially if you're just like a DIYer, because it's not going to just run all over the place and not be as messy, in my opinion. I'm going to do the pink on these last two nails and then we will clear cap the rest. All done. Now we're gonna do the white and I'm hoping that this Speed White is speedy. Let's find out. Okay, I do think it is definitely quicker than the Cover Acrylic was. To be fair, on the website, it does say that the Cover Acrylic does set up the slowest, but it was just a little bit too long for my personal preference. I'm gonna do one layer like that and then come back and do another one while I work on the other nails. Just sort of let it, you know, sit up. I'm trying to do these as clean as I possibly can because I need to go make dinner and I'm not gonna file today. And having like lumpy nails drives me insane because I'll just sit there and pick at them forever. So not filing today is gonna be hard, but I think we can do it. Not bad. This Speed Acrylic is definitely so much better. You guys know I'm not the best at acrylic and this is actually going pretty quick now. It took me a long time with the Cover Pink, but this one, I mean, just a minute or two per nail, if that, for this clear cap. I have this last one drying, but I'm gonna go make my dinner and stuff, and I will see you guys, for me tomorrow, for you in literally a second to file these. Everything is all shaped up now. I'm really happy with how they turned out, although I'm gonna be honest, look at how crooked that one is. I did not even notice until this morning when I was looking at it. Like, it is so bad. I mean, if I do this, you can't tell. You can't, I mean, it's fine. However, this one is actually not crooked for once. So you win some, you lose some. I'm gonna try to do some hand-drawn designs now using the gels that I was provided. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do yet. We have this champagne metallic color, first of all. Today, I think I'm going with a set that has the vibe of like an Instagram explore feed set. If you know what I mean, whenever I am on my explore page at least, I see so many sets that are all so perfect and like holiday themed perfectly. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just mine, but if you follow nails, I bet you see a ton. They all look, I guess, sort of similar, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they're all usually like themed for the season. So I want to try to do something like that. I think I'm going to try to do a snowflake with this metallic gel. So there's my base, I'm gonna cure it. And I think I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a different snowflake. I really like it. It's a little hard to see, but I feel like it's like a good little accent. Like if you look at it, you can tell what it is. Also, I did want to add in that this monomer smells definitely like, you know, monomer, but the smell does not linger that bad. I didn't smell it through the rest of my house. I do have an air purifier now, which I will link below, that I think helps a ton in general with just like nail product smell, but it was not that bad. I want to try to do some sort of swirl. This looks like a heart, and I didn't even plan that. I don't know what else to add. I don't know if the other ones need some sparkle or not. I feel like freestyling for me is so hard. Maybe we'll put more rhinestones on these ones or something like that. I'm gonna see if this sheer pink looks like anything. I think this blue is too bright for this set. I wonder if I just like, nope, does not look like a thing. I spent like 20 minutes digging through all of my stuff to try to find some good decorations, and I'm so glad that I did, because I found these Dumb Blonde Cosmetics rhinestones from last year, and I found these snowflakes, and how perfect are these gonna be. Recently, I also got just some of these little, they're sort of like decoration bundles from Nail Couture, and they have these little things in them. I don't know if it'll look, not this one exactly, I think there might be different sizes, but kind of look good around the cuticle on some of these, perhaps. Maybe. And then another one of the little bundles, I was thinking I might use some of these gems. And then I have these rhinestones from Long Hair Pretty Nails that are pretty much just only this like blue-ish reflect in them, and they're kind of like clear and then have a blue UV reflect, and that's it. And I'm trying to do a little bit of, you know, work smarter, not harder, and it's a little rhinestone organizer. It like, you know, will make all of your rhinestones fall into upwards position. So I'm gonna use this for some of these rhinestones, and maybe also these rhinestones. I feel like I should start on a nail that doesn't have any decoration, so I'm gonna use the Kiara Sky Bling It Gel to adhere these. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about that one right there. Don't think I'm gonna use it on this one. And then I think I want to try these small ones as a little accent, so let's see if it works. Ooh, it does! That's so nice. I like that. It almost looks like a rhinestone snowflake. This rhinestone gel is super, super thick. You only want to use a tiny bit, and as thin of a layer as you can get it, honestly. Kind of like that. Just like a little something, you know? I'm gonna put some of these cute snowflakes on this one. Oh, it's coming along so nicely. I'm just gonna do something on this. I think I might just put like maybe one of those little rhinestone snowflakes on here, and then I might add some of the little like caviar beads for a little bit more detail with the rhinestones. But other than that, we're almost done. Okay, I think I'm gonna just put this one like right smack dab in the middle. And I feel like this one is missing a little bit of something, so I'm actually going to put just a couple little rhinestones on this snowflake. I think it'll add the little bit that I'm missing here. Okay, I really like this because look, and then you can just slide them out. Wow, I feel like this would have come in handy so many times. And actually both sides have it, so the top and the bottom. Something I'm actually gonna do is there's like little itty bitty beads at the bottom of this that I want to use, so I just want to pour that out. And I think I'm gonna just put some of those tiny beads in some of the little details on these rhinestones. And what I've seen people do before is just take a little bit of their gel and just the beads and mix them in. And then when they want to put them, they do it like that. That way there's enough gel to really keep those in because those can pop off so easily. How did I not notice that this one slid so far? Wonder if I can just pop it off. Nope. Okay. Okay, now you have to fix this one because I don't know what it decided to do. It is not wanting to come off. It's like, yeah, you just put me there. Gotta do this quick. So I'm wiping this down with their swipe solution stuff, just so it's not sticky anymore. And making sure that if anything is gonna come off, it does now, opposed to finding out later that it's not secure, like this one rhinestone fell off. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do things like fix up that little hole from the rhinestone that had slid earlier, put this one back on because this one fell off. If the rhinestones cannot handle me wiping them with alcohol, then they probably weren't super secure in the first place. So it's good to know before you top off your set with top coat. And I have to hurry because someone's gonna come do some work on my furnace, I think. Is that what it's called? And finally, I'm going to just use the regular Manicure top coat. And there we are. I will show you guys the outside shots, but thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if you got this mystery box, please let me know what you got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a like if you like my mystery box videos. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!